What's up everyone? Today I'll be giving my predictions for the 2020 NBA draft set to happen in October. For this mock draft, I'll be keeping the order based off the current standings. Of course the standings will change after the actual draft lottery, but here are the picks I believe each lottery team will go with if the order stayed as is. I have the Warriors with the first pick, and with the first pick I have the Warriors selecting James Wiseman out of Memphis. Wiseman is the clear choice for the Warriors at this pick. He is arguably the best prospect in the draft while filling the Warriors' biggest need at the center position. Wiseman is being slept on ever since he got suspended from Memphis. He was a consensus number 1 pick coming into the college season, and I think he'll remind everyone why that was. He's a perfect fit with this Warriors team. He can be the defensive anchor and rebounding machine that the Warriors desperately need. Wiseman and Draymond make for a very solid front court, and with Clay and Curry coming back, Wiseman will thrive in the open court that the Warriors play in, as he runs the floor very well for a center, and for his size, due to his size, he's a lob threat whenever he's on the court. I see Wiseman easily averaging a double-double and bringing the Warriors back into title contention. With the second pick, I have the Cleveland Cavaliers selecting Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards is the best shooting guard in this draft. He can shoot the ball, he can handle the rock, he plays defense, and he can take over games. I think he fits really well with the young core that the Cavaliers have right now. I think Colin Sexton might have to come off the bench. I think Darius Garland, Anthony Edwards, and Kevin Porter Jr. is a very exciting young backcourt which can be a problem on defense and offense. By no means will Anthony Edwards make the Cavaliers a good team, but I think he's a great start, and depending on how he develops, he can be one of their main pieces to coming back to relevancy. With the third pick, I have the Minnesota Timberwolves taking Denny Avdija. I know a lot of people are going to be saying, oh, where's LaMelo Ball? He should be top 3. Well, Timberwolves have D'Angelo Russell. They paid him a lot of money. They don't need LaMelo Ball. I think Avdija fits well with D'Lo and Towns. I think Avdija has a lot of potential. He showed a dramatic increase in his game after the break. He got bigger, he can shoot, he can handle the ball, he can be a secondary ball handler behind D'Lo, and he can play off the ball, which LaMelo Ball really can't. He also has better defense than both LaMelo Ball and D'Angelo Russell, which the Timberwolves will desperately need. They need another shooter, they need a defender, as D'Angelo Russell is not known as a good defender, and neither is LaMelo. I think Denny, because of his size, he showed a lot of upside in defense, even though he's a European basketball player and they have that stereotype. But I think he will surprise people. He looks stronger, he has that swag that Porzingis and Luka Doncic came in with, so I think he's a good promising young prospect. Again, the Atlanta Hawks do not need LaMelo Ball, as the pairing of Trae Young and LaMelo Ball would be a disaster. They both demand the ball, have high turnover ratio, and also play zero defense. They do not fit well together. I'm not saying Obi Toppin is a perfect fit since they do have John Collins, but he's a much better fit than LaMelo Ball with Trae Young. And I don't think Atlanta can pass on Obi at the 4th pick, because he was the best college basketball player this season. He's NBA ready, can catch lobs, play up-tempo, and he shot the ball pretty well in college. He also has defensive potential just due to his size and athleticism alone. I think when it comes down to it, his 3-point shooting will determine how good of an NBA player he really becomes. But I think if he shoots decent clip, then he'll fit well with this Atlanta Hawks team. have the Detroit Pistons taking LaMelo Ball. They're a team that needs a point guard, and LaMelo Ball is probably the best point guard in this draft, although I'm not super high on him personally. He is a big point guard at 6'7". He's an excellent passer. His shot is unorthodox, but it goes in. Detroit already has a promising big man in Christian Wood, and I think the pairing of LaMelo Ball and Christian Wood would set them up in the right direction to rebuild. In this mock draft, I have the Pistons taking LaMelo Ball, but in actuality, I think he somehow ends up in the New York Knicks, whether a trade happening or things falling out of place in the draft. But I do see LaMelo Ball ending up with the Knicks, even though I do not want him on the Knicks. The sixth pick, I have the New York Knicks selecting Killian Hayes. The Knicks definitely need a point guard of the future, and Killian Hayes fits the mold. He's a big point guard with a lot of upside. He's a lefty. He shoots the ball well. They need shooters on the team. He fits perfectly well with R.J. Barrett and Mitchell Robinson. And the Knicks are not going to pass on Killian Hayes at the sixth pick. In the seventh pick, the Chicago Bulls will pick Tyrese Halliburton. Chicago Bulls is another team that needs a starting point guard. They already have star players in Zach LaVine. They have centers. They have Lauri Markkanen if they choose to keep him. Tyrese Halliburton, although it doesn't not have the star potential, he's a very solid player. He's a big point guard, passes the ball, shoots the ball really well, and he plays defense. Exactly what the Chicago Bulls needs in a starting point guard. With the 8th pick, I have the Charlotte Hornets picking Isaac Okoro. Okoro is a solid wing player, a position that the Charlotte Hornets are very weak in. Nicholas Batum is a little bit older and doesn't fit with the current roster and direction that the team is going. They have a promising backcourt in the point guard and shooting guard position, and they have a solid pickup last year in PJ Washington for the power forward slot. So their needs are center and a strong wing player, and I don't see them passing on Isaac Okoro. With the 9th pick, I have the Washington Wizards picking up Onyeka Okongwu. I think this pick really depends on the direction Charlotte goes in, whether they pick up Isaac Okoro or Onyeka Okongwu. Whoever is left over, I feel like will fall into Washington Wizards. Okongwu is a solid center. He can play in the post, he has solid offense, he can shoot the mid-range shot, he can run the floor, and he plays defense. He'll be a solid fit for the future growth of the Washington Wizards. With the 10th pick, I have the Phoenix Suns picking Cole Anthony. This might be a steal in the draft, as if Cole Anthony lives up to the hype, him and Devin Booker will make for a very exciting backcourt. They have a future center already in DeAndre Ayton, and their weakest position has been always point guard position. So if Cole Anthony lives up to the hype, this may be a steal and a solid rebuild for the Phoenix Suns. Alright, so that's my top 10 pick predictions for the 2020 NBA draft. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe.